Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. And since I'm driving this sim, you know that the Utah expansion has been released. First of all, let's take a look at where we're going and where we are. Looking at the world map, we are leaving Las Vegas, heading up the 15 up to a road that we haven't been before and crossing into Utah and St. George. So a fairly quick trip today, but we have St. George, we have Cedar City, Salina, Moab, up to Price, Vernal, Provo, Salt Lake City, which looks to be a mess, Ogden, and Logan. I-80 runs from Salt Lake City into Elko. You can see I-93 connects there. I-50, or Highway 6, connects up through there. We also have a connection between the Grand Canyon Village, Kayenta, and Page. So several ways into Utah, and we are just going to get started today with St. George and see what St. George has to offer us in the next episode. But standard series applies. We'll be going to each city during this series and seeing if we can take a look at the sights and the sounds of Utah. First of all, it's going to be a very hard left turn out of the Tesla dealer here. We've got a container behind us, probably of car parts or some other electronics or things to make these Teslas go. And we'll be making a right turn out of here and leaving Vegas. So we're still in our Volvo, as you can see, that we picked up towards the end of the Washington DLC, or I think it was the start of the Washington DLC, actually. And it was a pretty quick turnaround, all things considered, between Washington and Utah. Certainly can't complain. Swing it out wide, get our trailer clear.
Turn right.
And we'll be making a right turn out of here. Looking left indeed, and away we go down the highway. Sweet. So we'll be really quick to see some brand new territory. Once we get on I-15 and start heading northeast, we should cross into Utah fairly quickly. So I hope things have been going well for you since the last episode of American Truck. If you are a first-time viewer, like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Let me know how excited you are for the Utah DLC. I myself am always excited to see content updated in this game. It is a fun sim, nice and relaxing, and a nice big playlist if you're ever bored and want to see this series from essentially the ground up. We've got the playlist at the end of the video. You can just click and watch all of the episodes of American Truck. I've looked at most of the cities, I would say, during my series. So if there was a city in particular that you were curious about, feel free to scroll on down and look for that episode. And who are we stuck behind? Tell you, we're almost missing the light because this someone up here is going slow. Oh, it's a street sweeper. Well, I can't be mad at that. Thank you for all the work that you do, good sir or ma'am. Yeah, I tell you, jobs like street sweeper and trash collector,
Keep right and then turn right.
porta potty cleaner, I mean, those are the dirty jobs. The jobs that people don't think about but are absolutely essential to maintain a way of life, for sure. We'll just jump right on out here and get on down the highway. All right, nice, interesting interchange coming up here. I'll get in this lane just in case we need to make a left turn. We'll be looking out for the left turn for sure. 30 miles an hour down the strip, we get to pass the Goodyear blimp? Huh. I wonder if there's a race going on over at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Because when you see a Goodyear blimp, there's a sporting event nearby. And I'm not sure direction-wise where we're going. As far as like north or east, we're probably going east, and I don't know exactly where Las Vegas Motor Speedway lies in relation to the Las Vegas Strip, but it might be over that way. Off you go there, Jeep. All right, which lane ends here? Right, both of them continue. That's what I like to see. So we'll get off of pit road here, get up to speed 65 miles an hour, and we're sort of just YOLOing, right? Wow. That was a little sketch, if I say so myself, and I do.
Go straight on.
Just blast right on the highway and cross 3 lanes of traffic. Let's get up to 18th gear, set the cruise for 65. Oh, my cruise isn't set. There's our cruise. The game updated, and when you come back from an update, it sort of resets the truck to a stock state. And the cruise control is not the default information display down there on the HUD. So we got it now set for 65 and cruising. I don't know what the speed limit is going to be for Utah, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if there is a bridge to cross. Just passing the stratosphere. And it's cool. Like, I've never been to Vegas. That's one of my my bucket list destinations for sure. I'd like to see Las Vegas. And especially like the stratosphere, because it's big enough that pilots use it as a reference. So, speaking of which, there's a biplane shooting off of an airfield. And we are now in uncharted territory. And that crop duster, or stunt, oh, it's a stunt plane. It's a, you know, I'm used to seeing like the Red Bull single seat, single engine, like sleek racing planes that they race in the Red Bull series instead of a biplane doing all those tricks. But we are in uncharted territory with 1 hour and 23 minutes left to go in the trip. And like I said, it'll be a nice quick trip just getting into Utah here. And you know, definitely the Vegas desert is protruding. We see a helicopter up there. Is there some sort of police chase or something? Maybe that's the camera crew for the no, it's a crash coming over. Yeah, I knew with the helicopter up there that something bad must have happened. We probably upset somebody, but don't want to break our speed. We'll get back up to 65 here. So the random events definitely happen on these new roads. I'm eager to see, oh, 75, that's what I'm talking about. I'm eager to see, there's a honeybee. Accessory. All right, so we're in Arizona now. And we're probably going to pop out of Arizona and see Utah. Oh, tight turn, tight section coming up, 55 miles an hour, okay. We're cool, we'll slow down to 55. But take a look at these mountains. I mean, that rock texturing is pretty good. Really gives the feel that there's a sheer cliff face. Very cool. That's one thing I like to see, is the graphical changes between state and state. Because this is unique, for sure. Sort of these mesa tops. Very cool indeed. And I've never seen Utah. Well, that's a lie. I've been to Utah in real life, but it was just driving through Salt Lake City. So it wasn't like a vacation destination where I said, yes, let's go to Utah and see everything that Utah has to offer. But definitely get the feeling of the Wild West out here. Maybe some Red Dead Redemption vibes. Which kind of makes sense. Northern Arizona, you know, the passing the Virgin River. Okay, let's take a look at the Virgin River. It's not much of a river, if I have to say so myself. I was kind of expecting, when you hear river, you think, you know, big flowing water and, you know, nice and wide, and that was more like a trickle. You could probably walk across that river. And that'd be cool to say to your friends, hey, I can walk across rivers. And then just like walk across that puddle down there. Either that or the spatial distance was off. I'm not seeing it in VR, so there's no way I can tell exactly how far down that was. Maybe we are so high up in the air that that river is like massive, but we're so high that it only looks small. I don't know. What I do know is we're rolling roadblocked here on a 75 mile an hour speed limit at 40 miles an hour behind a Camaro that I know wants to put the hammer down, but we got two trucks in front of us. Utah, Arizona, point of entry. So will there be some sort of search up here? Pre-pass site, commercial vehicles right lane only. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we are entering Utah. So we can bypass really cool, use caution, slow traffic, and we're supposed to be in the right lane. The Veterans Memorial Highway, I see a lot of Veterans Memorial Highway. I think every state must have a Veterans Memorial Highway. Let's take a look at this point of entry here, 75 miles an hour, well 70. Don't want to be rubbernecking too much, but there we go. So is that the Utah state flag? That's one thing that I didn't really, because I was a fan of geography in school, but we never really covered the flags of the states. So I wouldn't know, nice, St. George, we are here. But I wouldn't know the Utah flag even if I saw it. But we're by Brigham Road. There's some suites for rent, and we're closing in on St. George, and there we go, the Beehive State. Yes, indeed, as I was saying, there's a plush bee that you can hang from your mirror. And they'll release how to get that soon. They're letting people try to find it on their own, a little bit of an Easter egg. But we need something hanging in our windshield. I don't have the accessories DLC, so we don't have the much to hang. And take a look at this. Holy crap. So St. George is built up. Got some apartments down there or something. And that is drivable. You know, usually they do the cheap thing where they put a town down and there are no roads that go through it. It's just for scale and immersion purposes, but you could actually drive down there. Is that some sort of walk path or rail yard or rail? Yeah, that looked like rail. St. George Boulevard, Dixie State University. I'm not familiar with old Dixie State. You'd think it'd be Beehive State University. I mean, this is the Beehive State. Ooh, custom
Keep right,
architecture. Look at that.
Exit right.
Wow. Okay. Very cool stuff indeed. All right.
Exit right.
So this is our exit. We're going to start slowing up here. We'll be making a sharp left turn at the top of the hill.
Keep left.
Yes, will do. Yeah, steeples everywhere, apartments. All right, so this is a yield. So we will yield indeed. Interesting interchange here. Is this correct?
Get ready to turn right.
Okay. I'd say I'm a little bit confused. All right, so St. George Boulevard. Yeah, this is an interesting set of intersections here. If this is really the entry into St. George, I would be completely befuddled. But yeah, nice small town here, passing the BP. We'll be making a left turn at the end of the road, so we might as well get in the left lane here. And welcome to St. George. So very picturesque. Looks like maybe a nice retirement city, although, you know, this game shrinks the cities a bit to match its scale.
Go straight on.
So you can't really tell the size, the true size of a city in American Truck, but it's just got that feel that it's a town of like maybe 10 or 20,000 with the local Dairy Queen or something. What we got over there? Pizza Mazzo. We got Handy, the Garden of Eden, Barbershop. Oh, nice little pavilion over there. We've got a pavilion. Inside joke for Crusader Kings 2 players. We've got a pavilion, and everyone in the world likes you because you've got a pavilion.
Turn left.
Well, St. George has a pavilion, and we have seen it. This is Bluff Street. Okay, that's cool. Making a left onto Bluff. Next to the auto zone there. And here we go. The DeMuro cars.
Keep left.
So shipping parts from the Tesla dealer into this car dealership. Okay, so we're not parking there. Our entrance is over here, and we probably have to put it in the back, if I had to make a guess. All right, so in we go with this.
Finally, we are here.
Yes, I know we are here. We're at DeMuro. We're going to see where we line up to back up this trailer here. All right, so right there, that bay, gotcha. Too easy, battle. Too easy. Hopefully it gives us, yeah, a pretty nice, spacious yard to get straightened out in. Even though I think we went the wrong way looking at the arrows, but hey, we're new here. This is the first time in Utah. You guys might do things a little bit differently here. But yeah, this shouldn't be a difficult reverse at all, right into that dock. No, we're not going to skip the trailer. This is easy mode right here, he says as he screws up the reverse. Nah, we're in it. We are in it to win it. Pizza blade, spin it. There we go. Let's drop it off and see what our first load to Utah nets us. Probably not too awful much. 115 miles, 2 hours and 43 minutes, and we only used 20 gallons of fuel. Made 5,000 bucks. Not much on the big old skill tree. But let's take a look at the job market for St. George and see. Well, I mean, freight market, we don't have our own. Oh yeah, these are the trailers here. So Bakersfield, Camp Verde. We've got Klamath Falls. Is literally no job leaving here and going to Utah. You've got to be kidding me. I might have to take a sleep or something. This town is so small that we can't get a job to go up north. But this map shows pretty well the cities: Cedar City, Salina, Moab, Price, Vernal, Provo, Salt Lake City, Ogden, and Logan. So that is a little snippet, teaser, if you will, of Utah. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be picking up this series regularly until we see every city in Utah as per usual, and then maybe by then the next state will be in development or announced or something like that. But pretty nice journey indeed. But that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode where hopefully we can get a job heading up north. Take care.